Okay, welcome back. Now, this last chapter we're calling the magic show because we're going to look at three things that RX-8 Advanced can do that just seem like they should be impossible. In fact, they were impossible until now. We've looked at one already, the D-reverb. We're going to revisit that at the very end here. But the other two are the D-clip function and then the music rebalance function. And this gets back to the machine learning algorithms that it's using in the background to actually, if you go all the way back to chapter 2, we talked about the fast Fourier transform and the fact that any signal can be made up of a composite of sine waves, right? So you can deconstruct any signal into sine waves. If you knew which sine waves to pick, you could also construct any signal from sine waves. And that's what the declip function is really doing. It's taking that fast Fourier transform algorithm combined with the machine learning and saying, okay, I know what's distorted, so I'm going to take that out. And now I'm going to rebuild what I think should be there. And it's mind-blowing. So we've got this vocal lick here. Let me play the undistorted version first. All right. And turn your monitors down because this is the clipped version. It's just so horrifically overloaded. It would be completely unusable. In fact, the only way until now that you could possibly fix this is with a credit card that you would use to pay everybody to come back to the studio and redo the performance. So turn your volume down. I mean, that's just horrible. So we're going to select that and come into the editor, open our restoration tools, and we're going to select the declip function. And all I'm going to do from the defaults is change the quality from low to high because about the most challenging signal to artificially reproduce is going to be the human voice. And we're just going to play that again. I mean, that happened. Let's move before and after here. Let me bypass it. Listen to the original. Turn the declip back on. I mean, when you play it side by side, the declipped from the original, it's not perfect, but it's in the high 90%. And again, if you're dealing with not an entire performance that's clipped, but just those transients that you get here and there throughout, this is going to be seamless. And all we did was throw the preset at it and roll. It's just incredible. So, all right, let's jump back into the standalone version here, and we'll look at the other just absolutely mind-blowing function, which is the music rebalance. And yet, once again, we're picking on family. This is my brother Carter's tune, Ice Cold City. And we're going to pick on just the chorus, because if we do the whole tune, the processing time, it takes forever. So let's listen to this fully mixed piece of material. And this is just pulled right off the 2016 CD. So we've got a full mix of guitar, piano, drums, obviously vocals, and so forth. I'm going to come over here and grab the music rebalance tool. And this is, again, going to use the machine learning capability to parse out the different component instruments and let you either rebalance them or even separate them. So the first thing that we're going to do is rebalance this mix. And let's say that, for example, we're doing a karaoke version. We just wanted to eliminate the vocals. I'm just going to take the vocal selection and pull it down to 0. I'm going to leave the quality at better. If we go up to best, it's a lot of watching the progress bar spin, and with all the other stuff we have running, I don't want to tip over the machine. So I'm just going to set that quality, pull this to 0, and hit render. And again, with just the chorus selected, it's only going to do it on a small component part of the overall mix. But if you gave it the time to chew, it would do this to the whole tune. All right, and now we'll take a listen to that section. I mean, that just happened. That's incredible. I'm going to go back to initial state, bring this back to 0. And the other, we'll do the big finish here, in addition to rendering those subtle changes, because you could also, if we want to just de-emphasize the bass a little bit, or bring the drums up and so forth, we can literally rebalance right here, remix easier than you've ever been able to do, and remix without stems. Or if you want to create stems, the other button down here is separate. So with that same section, I'm going to hit separate. And what you're going to see at the top of the document is it's going to break out 4 tabs. So it'll leave the original here in tab 1, and then we'll have the vocals, bass, percussion, and other instantly generated in their own RX documents or file tabs. Okay, and in a couple of seconds, we've got the complete mix on tab 1, just the vocals, just the percussion, just the bass, and then everything else. So if we come into the vocal tab, let's take a listen. Ice cold city. We can see take a listen to the drum track. The bass. And all of our other instruments. And if we wanted to revisit the magic from chapter 4 with the de-reverb function, we could take our isolated vocals. We could come over here and run the dialogue or the just the de-reverb algorithm on it. And again, I'm just going to take the presets. And not only do we have the vocals isolated, ice cold city, we've got them dried up. And again, if you were really doing this for a production level piece to ship out the door, you wouldn't just throw the default at it. You'd want to tweak all the profiles a little bit to get it, just where you want it. But think about what we just saw happen. You can take any completely mixed tune, separate it into stems, and like I said, this is why we called the last chapter the Magic Show. RX8 is just absolutely unbelievable.